Thank you, Mike. One of the more bizarre stories so far this year is the case of Robert Durst, the billionaire accused of murdering in Los Angeles 15 years ago. He seemingly confessed while mic'd during that HBO documentary.
Yeah, that was so weird. One journalist's book was part of that investigation early on. And now Matt Birkbeck's talking about that angle of this whole bizarre story. He had a conversation with Norma Holland.
I, like so many people, saw the HBO film about Robert Durst recently, the Jinx, right? So well promoted, so well publicized. I had no idea that this book, your book, A Deadly Secret, all right, is considered to be the most comprehensive look at Robert Durst's life, and that a copy of it was found in Robert Durst's house?
Yeah, well, no one was really thinking about Robert Durst for more than a decade, up until you saw the Jinx. So, you know, thanks to the Jinx, I guess everyone across the country is talking about Durst now. And yeah, the book was found there. People have asked me what I thought about it. At first, I was somewhat, you know, taken back when I first got the news. But then I thought about it, and the book, as you said, it's a thorough examination of his life, and particularly what happened before these new investigations popped up in 2000, and it describes what he was doing, this bizarre lifestyle he was living. So for Durst, the book is it's a roadmap, not just for him, but also for the police. So he keeps it by his side, more just in that he can refer to it, or perhaps he just likes to read and see his name.
Has he ever contacted you?
He has not. No, I saw him twice. I saw him once in court in Galveston, and also in Pennsylvania. This is back in 2003 and 2001.
Okay, so let's get right to it. He's suspected in the disappearance of his wife, Kathy. He admitted to killing his neighbor, Morris Black, in a bizarre way. He dismembered the body, which I have questions about that. And, you know, and then what else? I mean, he's was arrested for shoplifting. What is wrong with this man? And people watching the Jinx and reading your book have got to surmise the man's mentally ill, is he? Or is he not?
Well, there are two things going on here. Number one, when he was 10 years old, and this wasn't in the Jinx, he was diagnosed. He was sent to see a psychiatrist by his father. He had exhibited some intense anger towards his father and his younger brother, Douglas, and that was over the suicide of his mother, which he witnessed when he was 7 years old.
Right.
So, but when he went for treatment, the doctor determined after just a couple of visits he couldn't treat him, but said he needed help. You know, he was suffering some very severe psychological problems that, if left untreated, would manifest into what we've actually seen later in life. And what that includes is living surreptitiously in cities across the country, stealing identities, living amongst the homeless and transients, and also somehow developing this ability to dismember a body.
Okay, how did he learn that? That's what I want to know. And he's a little guy. He's not a big man. How did Robert Durst dismember a body?
You know, that's a really good question. I can tell you, though, that during testimony in 2003, the coroner said that he had done it in an expert way. And without getting too graphic, you know, it means he knows where to cut and he knows how to cut. Now, that's not just something that you can just pick up reading a book and then doing perfectly the first time around. Clearly, it's something that he did before, and that's one of many things that law enforcement today, particularly the FBI, they're trying to get to the bottom of.
Yeah, I'm sure profilers have looked into his past and tried to understand him. Let's get real quick to Susan Berman. I mean, the evidence, you know, the letter that was discovered, you know, and his handwriting and the analysis of that handwriting, and Susan Berman, I mean, that is particularly damning.
Yeah, it is, but they've had handwriting samples of his going back to 2003. Only the way they presented it, they had a couple of handwriting experts take samples, and they kind of muddied up their own investigation in Los Angeles. The FBI has been involved since 2012, and they've been involved in a very big way in looking at Durst in the Susan Berman case, as well as in the Kathy Durst case, along with several other cases across the country. So with the help of the FBI, they've been able to build their case, and they believed it was strong enough now for them to actually file charges.
Okay, real quick, two questions. What did you think about the Jinx and the ending, where he says, "I killed them all, of course"? What do you think?
Greatest 5 minutes in television history.
That's it?
I was stunned. I mean, the rest of the first 5 episodes, I knew the story. So for me, it was all news. the last 5-10 minutes, I was stunned.
I was blown away, totally agree. Did he kill his wife? Did he kill Susan Berman? Yes or no?
Absolutely. He killed both of them, and obviously we know he killed Morris Black, and I believe he killed many more people.
This is incredible. People, you got to get this book, A Deadly Secret. You know, I saw the Jinx. Just because you saw the Jinx doesn't mean you know the whole story. I am going to be reading this book. My producer needs to know that I'm taking this, and I'll give it back. I'll let people borrow it, but I do want to read this because I am so fascinated. He is an intensely interesting man, and I think the bizarre is really the only way to describe it. It's the way you describe it. The bizarre and chilling story of Robert Durst. Matt Birkbeck's book. Thank you so very much. We really appreciate you being with us, and really great to hear your insight.
Thank you for having me.
I did not know Norma was that interested in Robert Durst.
I'm a little concerned.
I mean, she was like...
Very.
Into it.
Very.
Well, there you go. We'll ask her when she comes back tomorrow if she's read the book.
She has a day off to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe she will.
She's a fast reader, too.
Who knew?
Hey, coming up, Hannah
Harry
Welker.
Potter and Robert Durst. Yeah.
There we go. Oh, she's there.
Oh, she's a huge Harry Potter person.
Well, Hannah Welker is at the Bristol Valley Theater in Naples, and you probably didn't hear this, Jen. She has promised to take part in some kind of performance. She's been practicing over the last 20 or 30 minutes. We're going to see if she delivers on that promise.